All right, so what was it? It's episode 13.
13.
Yeah, okay, so episode 13, Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
it's a
get
weird
that
title.
title. It didn't. I mean, it's cute and all.
If you go off the title, you really don't understand much.
Yeah, and it's horribly long. It's not exactly as catchy as you would think they would make it, right? Like,
It's funny though, when I thought of the title, I was thinking that, like, I didn't think of anything different other than, like, that's like a weird title, like, that's a long title. But if you think of it, it does sort of sound, like, interesting, but it's like, if you go off the title, like, you can't tell what's gonna happen.
yeah, you're not exactly sure what the episode's going to be about. And I guess that's fine.
For those who don't want to see spoilers.
Well, I mean, the title of the video should be pretty. Oh, you mean like what in the title alone?
Usually the title would explain the episode, and in this case, it really doesn't unless you see, like, the synopsis or you actually, watch the episode or hear it from someone.
Anyways, though, the video, it starts off with one of the most annoying things that any writer, director, or anyone can do: a dream sequence. Especially when it's something awesome, because you see Nightmare Moon turning, or Luna turning back into Nightmare Moon, and then you see the main six rainbow pony up, and it's like, it was so awesome, but it's a dream sequence.
Because how would they have, like, the rainbow power, really? I mean,
Well, I mean, maybe the
they
power is
could.
inside of them.
I suppose, yeah.
But-
And also, like, the fact that it's supposed to be a dream sequence. Now, dreams, of course, can be reality. Like, they can be based off of reality, and they can seem very real, which can be the case. So, making it a dream, and making it so that the viewer sees and acknowledges that it's a dream before Luna actually wakes up is rather hard, because when we first see the beginning of the episode, we see the castle of the two sisters. So we're like, okay, well, that's a place that exists, so, this could actually be happening. And we've seen, like, the flashback that Twilight had in season 4, so, like, we're like, well, maybe this could happen at any point. Maybe Luna could turn into Nightmare Moon at any point. So that's why I find that it would be hard for them to see that it was a dream before Luna wakes up.
Yeah, the moment I knew it was a dream was when the tard, what was it called again?
The Tantabus.
Tantabus. Really sounds like succubus, so that could be weird. But Tantabus, like, tears a hole in reality in the dream, and you see the same background as Sleepless in Ponyville.
Yeah, it's ironic. You know how Luna said that Celestia can't help her with the dreams, but Celestia brought Twilight into this, like, world in the season 3 finale with the same background that Luna's been in, with the same background in this episode. So it makes you think, like,
I think they were just lazy.
yeah, I don't want to go with that, but yeah.
But also, what was it? I was gonna say. I at first I didn't realize it was a dream. I thought they were finally going to address what's said in the comics, where it's not technically Luna's fault per se. That the nightmare is an entity that can take over any object and feeds off of the hatred that's in your heart.
Well, I suppose at the end of the episode, it wasn't that it fed off of hatred, or even that it fed off of, like, nightmares, that apparently fed off of guilt.
Yeah, it was fed off of self-loathing, and it made Luna even more emo than her normal character, so...
Yeah. Well, when I think of it, is that when Luna transforms into Nightmare Moon, like, it's... I mean, especially in the dream, because if she wanted to have it as a dream, and being you could do anything in the dream, it could happen at any point. It wouldn't be something where it would be like a nightmare is what turned her into it, or that it's even her fault. Being that this episode stressed that, like, you can do anything you want in a dream, she could have done it at any point. I mean, the fact is that even though the Tantabus was apparently in the dream what was making her turn into Nightmare Moon, and the fact that she created it, I don't think that would stop her from turning herself into Nightmare Moon in a dream. It makes you wonder, though, if Nightmare Moon would be in a dream, like, be in somebody else's dream, because of the fact that that Luna can travel through dreams. So I would assume Nightmare Moon can as well, although we didn't see that. But I'm assuming she could. that could have also been something that they could have used in the episode.
Yeah, there's also after the whole initial dream sequence, there's the whole fact that it affects everyone in Ponyville. The thing with this is, and this is probably going to be in everything's wrong with this, does show us how she travels through dreams and stuff, but it also completely disregards how sleep works in its entirety. Common myth is that you're dreaming the entire time you're asleep, and that your dreams are actually very slow, and that your mind perceives them as real time. Actually, everything in your dream is real time. It's long as it would take you to walk to a door in real life would be as long as it takes you to walk to a door in a dream. You just go in its periods of dream state, which is REM sleep, and then the fourth drop, which is deep sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird that they're having the battles and stuff, and they're chasing all over it, and how they immediately jumped into REM sleep. Maybe it's maybe you could just chalk it up to magic, but it is like it was a tad bit annoying to me that they didn't even address it. Yeah.
Well, I forgot about that, but you think that that'd be something Twilight would say, being it's all sort of
Yeah,
science
being all sciencey, you would think
yeah,
Twilight would be the stick in the mud there.
You know what I was when you bring that up? That's an interesting point that you made about, and I mean, of course, I don't really know much about like the sleep and all, but I definitely believe you about however long your dream is, or however long you perceive your dream is, and that is how long time actually passed. Now, what I don't understand is, first off, what is time? What is time passing? Like, what is the amount of time the dream actually is have to do with the real world situation in the episode? Is what I'm asking.
What
Like,
do you?
why did you bring up the fact that how long a dream is?
Oh, well, it's like in the final scene where they wake up and it's, the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though their dream fight was a couple of minutes.
Well,
it kind of it plays on that heavily done myth, and I guess no
what I
one
was
picked
figuring
that up.
is, yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. What I was figuring basically is that when you sleep, you're constantly dreaming, and it's like sometimes you might remember your dream, or sometimes you don't. Now, if what you're saying basically is the fact that the fight was like 2 minutes long, and they woke up at the nighttime, I'm just thinking. I mean, I don't know if you know much more about it than I do, but it could be possible that they had the dream like very early, like very late into the night. Should I say, like, maybe when they woke up, maybe when they were having the dream, it was turning morning.
Well, they do technically like dream. They go to bed first, and then they come back out. If you watch it, because she fails the first time.
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, I'm not saying that they unpurposely fell asleep late into the night, and then it happened to wake up, and then the amount of time that the dream was just happened to match up with it turning morning. But I definitely see what you mean by that. The fact that it just so happened to turn morning, and that it wasn't like still nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so after she comes in and she explains the thing, apparently she has to focus on each individual pony to be able to be in their dreams, and she works as like a proxy. She takes all the different ponies' information, and she can build a simulated room to contain them all, and in that's how she changes dreams. So she can't actually be in everyone's dream at once, but she can be in each individual dream, and she has to hop from dream to dream. Like I don't know. You would think though also that she's done the whole entire town combined, because for someone who can literally move the moon, you would think they would have enough, I don't know, energy, power to be able to sustain a simulated environment. Not even simulated environment, because it's going off of their minds, connect them all pretty much, and still be able to fight. It
might actually take more energy and concentration for dreams than the moon.
Than to move an entire celestial body. Though.
Well, the reason why is because you're focusing on one thing. It doesn't matter what it is. I know it's a huge thing, but you're focusing. You know what you're doing. In this case, you're focusing on what 50 things.
It's only 50 though. I don't know. I feel
50
like
is bigger than one.
Nightmare. I feel like Nightmare or Luna kind of bitched out there.
Eh, I can
For
see that. Um, I found something, and I'll tell you this now. It was what I thought could have been some form of paradox. Let me just go to the notes I had for it. It basically, I'll read exactly what I said. Basically, if the main six had the same nightmare, and then how could Luna? Then because of Luna making it a nightmare, that could be a possibility. Basically, the fact that the main six said that they were having the same nightmare would have to mean that Luna would be giving them the shared dream that she explained. However, Luna was asleep at the time. Then, if the Tantabus can only go into other ponies' dreams when it sees them in a dream, then this means that the Tantabus couldn't have been the blue smoke monster, at least yet, because of the fact that it didn't see the main six yet. Now, of course, the Tantabus could have. Now, of course, this dream that the main six had with the Tantaba, with the blue smoke, that monster that Luna says right afterwards is the Tantabus. That could be after Luna's dream, yes, but still, the fact that the main six were in Luna's dream with the rainbow power and all, and the fact that Luna said that she created the Tantabus to repeat the same dream, how could the main six have gone into the dream then and make it a different dream? Is basically what I'm saying.
Well, she did act like, this is the first time it's been a happy dream,
Exactly.
but she wasn't shocked. She was consciously aware, it seemed, in her dream, because she was like, do your worst, Tantabus. So she knew what was going on. She was lucid dreaming, as a princess of the night should be able to do. And so it would be weird that she didn't realize this was a different dream. But also, it could be true though that they all experienced the blue smoke monster just in different ways.
Yes.
Because if
Like,
you remember, their nightmares when Luna goes into
yeah.
their dreams are all different, but they still have the same blue smoke monster in it.
That's what I was thinking. But still, the fact that she specifically said that she created the Tantabus to simulate the same dream every night, and the fact that the main six just got there in the first place and defeated the Tantabus and did this is just odd. Like, I don't know if it's a paradox, but it's just like I guess you could say it's sort of an impossible scenario if that's what Luna wanted to create in the first place.
Yeah.
It's just odd. I wish that they had explained it. I mean, I can't even find a way to explain it myself. The fact that she wanted it there to be she wanted it to be in the same dream. Now, I'm assuming that she's the simulation of the dream is what we saw in season 4's premiere, is basically that, like, dreaming of that like every night.
Thank you for
That's what I'm
ordering
figuring.
Domino's. Stay tuned, and
I also want to know where the heck Celestia was in the dream, because if this was supposed to be the simulation of what happened in season 4's premiere, then where is she?
I don't think it was supposed to be what happened in season 4's premiere simulation, but actually season 4 was Tyrek and stuff. Why would wait what? Yeah, that wasn't anything to do. You mean the flashback?
Yes, the flashback.
I don't think it was supposed to be a simulation of the flashback. I think it was supposed to be just whatever would torture the Princess of Night. Probably just simply, instead of being banished, having the friends and then having them turn on her because she turned evil again.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just figuring because the flashback in season 4's finale was.
You can go ahead and go.
No, it's not. If it rings back there, but basically, if let's say for whatever reason the season 4's like, we know season 4's flashback was of the past event of Luna's transformation, and Luna was saying that she was punishing herself for her past actions, as I'm assuming the very ancient past Nightmare Moon. I was figuring that would be the dream simulation she would want. We could also see that the castle of the two sisters. Actually, wait. I want to. I when I have the chance, and I'll do this later. I want to go back and see. I just realized that if this was in the if the season 4 finale and the season 4 premiere had in the flashback the tapestries were intact and now it's tattered, I wonder how that would play out. I wonder if she was saying she wanted to create the same scenario, or at least the dream of her doing it. That'd be interesting for me to search later to see if the actual tapestries, because that's a key thing you could see if if they're tattered and all, then it's like the present. But if they're not, then it's simulating the flashback.
It could just be simulating the castle itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, further on in the episode, like after this whole scenario, we see like Luna goes to the main six's house, well, to Rarity's house, and like explains what's going on about the blue smoke monster and how it can go into other people's pony's dreams. And it went to the main sixes. Then we go to then we go to Twilight's castle where they prepare to do it. I wanted to talk about specifically the six dreams. Now, of course, when I was watching the episode and after seeing the first one being like the things
Tantibus.
The monsters. So I saw basically when I saw Rarity's dream basically being the dresses and the Tantibus turned them into like monsters. Of course, I figured that this would have been the same thing for the other dreams, which I was right. Like Pinky's dream was about her hopping through different places, and I wanted to say like when I saw this part, I'm like, well, this is a bunch of continuity because we saw Dragon Quest, we saw the Crystal Empire. What else did we see? I don't know, that might have been it, but still, there was just a bunch of continuity within the dreams. We saw in Fluttershy's dream, I liked how when she said like she liked being the pet. When I heard that, I'm like, so many people are going to use this line in like whatever things they're going to do, and I don't want to get into
so many BDSM and pet relationship shit is going to happen.
When I saw Angel turn into the monster, I'm sure a lot of you were thinking, "Yep, this is Angel's true self right here."
He is a little bit of a bitch, but he's only a bitch to everyone except for Fluttershy. So.
Well, no, that's false. Because
well, yeah, I guess he is kind of a dick to Fluttershy too, but he's not as mean.
Yeah, and then Applejack's dream about apples, and also in like just rotting the forest. We saw this in bats, nothing new. And then I liked how freaking the Tantibus and they fly into like the rotten apple, and then they go into Rainbow Dash's dream, which is also funny because I'm imagining that so anyway, I was figuring that the voice actor for Applejack and Rainbow Dash, they probably just did that scene all together in the same shot because they went from Applejack to Rainbow Dash. I figured that was clever, but anyway, what I was going to say basically is that in Rainbow Dash's scene, again, a lot of people were probably like, I bet a lot of people actually didn't expect what would happen in Rainbow Dash. Just dream about trying to get into like the whole friendly Teletubby land thing with the sun and such.
It was pretty creepy.
Now, I'm asking you this, and before I say, I don't know if you took notice of this. When I saw the sunflowers singing or heard them and saw them, I immediately, for some reason, sort of thought of Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls.
Bubbles?
It's just me. It sounded like it.
I know Peter New was the one who actually voiced it.
The voice of Big Mac voiced the sunflowers. I don't think that was his actual voice. I think that they used something in the editing to make his voice higher, but I thought of that. I don't know why I just did. But anyway, then after Rainbow Dash's dream, we get Twilight's dream, which is of course about books.
Flying books.
Flying books turning into bats.
Loads of books.
I expected the books to turn into like some sort of bats because that happens in like all like movies that I've seen with books turning into monsters. It's bad. And then Luna attacks the Tantibus. Didn't Luna use some sort of like crystal magic that?
Yeah, I'm not sure
used
what that was about.
It's not special.
Yeah, Cadence is proving why she's completely useless.
She doesn't have anything unique.
Yeah.
Except for like love. And then I just liked, of course, probably when everyone heard Pinky say, "Oh yeah, I had a dream that I had the entire city," and they probably just facepalmed themselves, God damn it.
Mm. I mean, though it is in character for Pinky. But...
Yes, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that. And then, basically, towards the latter part of the episode, we see that Luna explains that the Tantibus now can gain more power, and here we really see that, like, Luna doesn't want any help, but we still don't really see the reason being said from her until the very end. But, like, like Rarity says, like, that they could help, but Luna says that she doesn't want to. And I was going to mention that in Rarity's dream specifically, and I have the exact line, Luna says basically, Luna says, "I don't want you to suffer anymore because of me," and she also made sort of a guilty face, which was hinting at the later portion of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious that she was like having the guilt issue going on there, but at the same time, it's like she's self-punishing herself, which is something that I guess people do.
It is an aspect. In a sense, she wants to take action.
Yeah, she's doing it subconscious. Well, she's doing it actively. Most people do that subconsciously. If you follow Freud, I mean, it's almost like everything you do that, like gambling, is because you want to punish yourself. Now, Freud is a hack, but a lot of the stuff he says is interesting with no scientific backing whatsoever. But it is interesting for the cases where it's actually right. And it's just like she's self-punishing herself. She wants to feel the pain so that she never forgets what she's caused. And I mean, it's just horribly emo, and the fact that her sister hasn't picked up on this is bad. And I guess she gives herself a nightmare every night. So I wonder. I mean, that's got to take a toll on your sleep schedule.
Night, every night.
Yeah.
You know what? This reminded me of something. I don't remember what TV show I saw this in recently, but this is another "your own worst enemy is yourself" scenario, because no one was really even as we know of, no one was really discussing or like shunning her for her past actions. It's been thousands of millions of years, however time works. I mean, people have forgiven. I wouldn't say forgotten. But yeah, it's like her own worst enemy in this episode is herself. And that's why I love the very end, where the Tantabus then goes back into Luna, but it's in the form of herself. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that scene. That scene, though, actually, because it loses a lot of its power because she stops feeling as guilty. But the Tantabus was created to give her nightmares. So I don't think it would be sentient enough to just decide, oh, well, I guess I should just go back inside of her now, instead of just continuing forward. Because it still had the same original destructive power, and it's in a dream world, which is where it's created to roam.
So yeah, I suppose. But I did notice that, when the Tantabus, not when the Tantabus was like a giant Princess Luna walking into the portal, but at the very end when the Tantabus walked back inside of her after that. I agree with you that I guess the Tantabus should or shouldn't have just gone through the portal anyway, being it was somewhat it had a mind of its own sort of. But I liked what they did when they just made it take the shape of Luna when it walked back inside, because when I saw that, that's when I saw that Luna's worst enemy was herself with all the guilt. I wanted to talk about just, I wouldn't say gush about the episode, but I'm sure that a lot of people are going to gush about the episode with the huge dream sequence and another quote-unquote love letter to the fandom. When I saw that, I don't know if you thought this when you saw the Lyra and Bon Bon together. I thought of Cat Dog.
Yeah, I immediately thought of Cat Dog.
I'm and I've only seen that. I don't even remember how long it was. That was only 4 years old. I don't even remember. I barely saw any of that show, but I still remember it. And what else? Then we had Spike turning into his handsome self that he dreams about.
Flutterbat. We had some Power Pony callbacks.
We had Applejack and Rainbow Dash Power Pony, also same voice actor.
Yeah.
So, I also don't get why Pinkie Pie didn't help. Pinkie Pie is this is a dream. You can do anything you want. Well, stop saying that and do something.
Because for Pinkie Pie to actually, her dreams are so random. As you saw, I don't know. It would be they had a lot of action going on there. Nothing was working. I don't know. I guess it wasn't really necessary in the story, but it would have been necessary in real life, probably.
I just thought of a flaw. You know how, again, Luna said Celestia can't help her, right? If Luna can create shared dreams, and Luna can, she can put dreams together, Why could she have not taken one extra step to just connect to Celestia's dream and bring her into the dream?
I mean, she could. She didn't. Maybe it was just like a guilt and shame of not being able to solve the problem herself as well.
Or it's because they couldn't pay Nicole Oliver enough money.
Probably that one too. She doesn't have too many lines. She must charge up the ass per line.
I know. And then basically, the Tantalus gets defeated, and then Luna wakes up in her tropical island, except she's dreaming about her sleeping. I've never
Which
dreamed
is
about
weird.
Sleeping. Is it possible to dream about you sleeping?
That's gotta be really meta. I'm dreaming about me, sleeping. Is her sleeping form dreaming?
Dreaming about me dreaming. I'm dreaming about me dreaming. Inception. It's just, okay, well, there are, when you think about it deeply, yes, there's a lot that could have happened. However, overall, there's, what happened in the episode wasn't bad at all. I mean, animation was absolutely great. I give that an A+, because they stepped it up for this, because they knew, well, we're going to split the season into two. Let's at least, end this half with a bang. I like that. The moral was good. The moral itself was good. The fact, about guilt. You have to remember what you did, but you have to forgive yourself for it after 1,000 years. The moral progression was good because what I mean by moral progression being good or bad is if it was slammed into your face at the very end of the episode, or if it didn't really hint to the lesson by showing a character's flawed during the episode, then that's not really a good moral progression. If it slowly but surely, and then in the end, really it emphasizes it, I'll give that as a good or great moral progression. In this case, we saw from pretty much the very beginning that Luna was feeling guilty about herself, from the very beginning before the theme, and then it was being emphasized in Rarity's dream, and then she finally said it at the very end. That's a good moral progression. That's why I like that. And then character development, obviously, for Luna was the most character development we've all seen out of Luna, but out of many characters, this is one of the best character developments I've seen in a while. We just got a good character development with Twilight and Demanding Fences, and I'm glad that they continued it. What do you think?
Luna's character has always been more feminine than canon, and that's simply because they just don't develop her a lot. There's a lot that's unknown about Luna, and I think that also adds the reason why she's so popular. Any character that doesn't have a set-in-stone personality or has just enough for us to work with becomes more popular because now they become a child of the fandom and we can add to it. And once we start adding an established altogether accepted community persona for these characters and backstory for these characters, the show often takes them and adds them into the show in their own unique way. So that's what they've seemed to be doing, kind of. And, they're still not hitting on a lot of stuff like, does Luna have her own cord? What about the Night Guard? We've only seen Toon Ponies from that. Why is Luna not in her full form?
Why does Twilight not have guards?
Yeah, why does Twilight not have guards?
Not hinting at season 5 finale, cough, cough. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, her palace is intercepted by Starlight. Well, yes, everyone. That is
just
true.
Come right in. It's a big, happy family. What else was it? That's what I'm saying about what you were saying is because of the fact that Luna hasn't had screen time. Then, because of the fact that the fandom and community have basically given Luna her own character, they couldn't really change it to be completely away from what the fandom has quote unquote created or expected from her. Which is why I like this episode also, because this finally gave Luna some time. This finally gave Luna some time to show who she is and what she's feeling and everything. And now, of course, what I'm thinking is that now the fandom wants more of Celestia. Now they want to see, well, what's Celestia do during the day? What's she feeling about her sister? That's what I'm assuming the next episode with the princesses should be about. I figure that a lot of people are probably contemplating when there's going to be a Celestia episode, because I feel there will be one.
Actually, yeah, there hasn't ever been one, has there?
There has never been an episode that focuses on Celestia. I mean, there wasn't one that really focused on Luna besides Nightmare Moon. I mean, except for
I guess Nightmare
Luna
Night
Eclipsed.
and stuff.
Luna Eclipsed, yeah, that's true. Luna Eclipsed actually focused on Luna. And it's funny because Celestia is technically the main princess, you would say. But I hope that they show an episode of Celestia because that's a huge, just like it's a huge thing that they could show, and I'm sure that a lot of people will be thankful about it.